one day I got an email from one of the teachers for grade 6 for the Voices project, and she said to me that the students were asking, like, why is the Voices project not doing something about COVID-19? And so, because they said, well, that's injury prevention too, isn't it? And we kind of hadn't thought about it. But so it was at their request, and they particularly wanted to do a video because they were saying that, the kids' perspective needs to be out there in the social media too. And they wanted to get the message out to their peers about how to be safe during COVID-19. We had to do our lesson through Google Classroom in a, social distancing, safe COVID-19 way.
Some people are getting sick from germs called COVID-19.
It can make you cough, have a sore throat, have a fever, or trouble breathing.
Most people who get sick from COVID-19 just stay home and get better. Some, though, have to go to the clinic or leave the community to get help.
Some people have COVID-19 but aren't sick, so they stay and play only at home.
So we have a research team, that's part of the Voices project. And so we kind of worked together to put together a lesson plan pretty quickly too for these students. And we found a book that was released by the Chiefs of Ontario, and it's on COVID-19 for kids. So we used that book with the students to teach them about, what they need to know about COVID-19.
What is some very helpful or useful information that you could give to a friend about staying safe during this time?
I would say social distance. Social distancing either means stay at home or stay the minimum of 6 feet apart from other people.
But I think one of the most important things that came out of that particular lesson was that we asked the students to do posters. And the posters are of their heroes in the pandemic, like who's important to them and who's their hero.
Doctors, nurses, the scientists / researchers, and I guess every day fire station, I guess.
My Bubba is my hero during COVID-19 and all the time, because it says he is fighting cancer. It says he loves my family. He is strong.
The other thing that we asked as part of the lesson plan was, what kinds of questions do they have for the Grand Chief, for the leadership?
Are there any children in Akwesasne with COVID-19?
Right now, there are no children with COVID-19 in Ahkwesasne, which is a really good thing. We've had a few cases here of some adults, but they all have recovered, so we're doing good. The numbers show that we are all doing our part to be physical distancing, social distancing, frequent hand washing, and not having large gatherings is showing that it's working by us not having any new cases, and none of our children have had it at this point.
When will they open the parks and the rec centers?
So the parks are closed right now. The rec centers, as the inside the buildings, will continue to be closed longer than the parks themselves. I think that in the coming weeks that the parks may be open, but again, people will have to social distance. Will not. We can't have intermingling of families. We don't have a timeline yet, but I suspect in a couple weeks we'll have the parks back open. The recreation centers themselves will remain closed for a little bit longer.
Since the weather's getting nicer, is it possible we can go and ride bikes?
Children can be out riding their bikes now safely. Again, we just ask that not groups of people gather to ride their bikes, that your family, your mom and dad and brother and sister are more than welcome to be out riding the bikes, just exercising caution. We don't want anybody to get hurt from riding the bike, but not showing up at other people's houses and gathering at different homes.
The students probably have a lot of questions as to what's going on, and a lot of those questions are the same questions that we're asking. And it's up to us to tell these students in language that they understand of what's happening in our community, what's happening around the world.
Well, I think that it signals that the students are serious about what is going on. They really want to know more. This is not just a simple cold. It is a virus that affects people differently, including the highest risk population, which is our dudas, our grandmas, the older population, and those are the ones that we rely on for our knowledge keepers. The dudas are the ones that tell the stories to us as well as have the family recipes for some good fried bread or corn soup. So they're extremely important to us, to our community, and we want to make sure that they are kept safe, that our families are kept safe, and we all need to continue to do our part to take care of each other.